Hey y'all, good morning. Top of the morning. Um, I just wanted to say all praise to the Most High God. I definitely want to get on here to inform you all. I miss y'all. I miss my subscribers dearly. I miss y'all so much. I want to jump on here to discuss the situation with Takeoff. Once again, I do want to give my deepest and sincerest condolences to the family of Takeoff and Quavo. Basically to the family of Takeoff, in all honesty, because his mother, his sisters, his brothers, his extended family are the ones who are mostly affected by this. So with that being said, you all, I definitely want to say that. I do want to say shout out to my supporters. I miss you all dearly. I hope you all been having a great day. I want you all to have a safe Friday. Be mindful that today is Friday. Watch your surroundings. And just be mindful to always be safe. Speak positivity in your life. And make the best out of your day. Don't live in fear. Make the best out of your day. You are in control of your destiny. You're in control of your life. And make the best out of your life at all times. So, I just want to say this, y'all. Your girl have been doing some mad research, okay? Mad research. Got about 5 pages worth of information here. So, hey, I just want to go ahead and discuss the main topics that's been out here floating around on the web. Regarding to yesterday, I've noticed that some information has came out about regarding a young man who happens to be the intended target, the individual that the cousin Migos bands was shooting at, which happens to be the person who they're identifying as Yellow Jacket, Yellow Hoodie, because we don't have a name to him just yet. However, we do have a face. I do want to say that. We definitely have a face to this individual. I say that to say this, y'all. This is not no one new. He's done this before. That's why he was so comfortable with doing this again. And like I've stated in the Duke the Jeweler murder, when an individual jacks a car or steal a car for the first time, that adrenaline, that rush, that excitement, they chase that high. And it becomes easy for them to do that again, right? So when they did that with Duke the Jeweler, yeah, it became easy as butter, baby, for them to do it again. So this situation happening with Takeoff was the second situation that individual being Yellow Hoodie. And I want you all to know that Yellow Hoodie is no one new to us. We've seen him in the Duke the Jeweler video, Boosie's little cousin. Yes, I'm saying it. I'm specifically stating it because November 1st, when Takeoff was first murdered, I had someone go, and you could go see my very first video I uploaded regarding Takeoff. I had a individual drop down in my comments and say, "Oh, I'm surprised you ain't mentioned Boosie name." And he was right at that moment. I could not put Boosie into that situation because in all reality, Boosie wasn't added in the situation. He was nowhere around that incident. However, the link to Boosie happens to be this so-called cousin of Boosie that Boosie decided to speak up for when Duke the Jeweler was murdered in Houston on some type of extortion shit, okay? This is one big extortion ordeal, you all. And now it's been put out there to the main front to all the public. We've seen what they tried to do with NBA YoungBoy down there in Houston with mob ties, them trying to intimidate him to pay them draft from being in a city, from staying and buying a house in their city or town, whatever. You heard me? That shit don't fly with everybody. But you seen that NBA YoungBoy stood up against them and said, "Fuck them little boys. Nigga ain't on that. You not about to make me pay you nowhere to go. You did." And with that being said, young boy stood his ground. So this is what's been transpiring in Houston, you all. There is no coincidence. And just think about it. I like to break shit down to the least common denominator over here. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. You got to know that. Okay? Y'all be sure. I do want to share this information. The disclaimer is down in the description bar below, okay? Let's just say that. Everything I'm stating is for news reported and educational purposes, and also news reporting, also media reporting, also, okay? Copyright disclaimers in the description bar. Let's just clear that out there. But I need you all to be aware that this is no coincidence that the same key players who was involved with Duke the Jeweler's demise is surrounding Takeoff's demise. Back to Yellow Jacket, okay? Like I said, we don't have a name to him, but we do know that Boosie said this is his little cousin, right? So with that being said, we're going to state him as Boosie's little cousin. You say it, Boosie, not us. You got to take that lick. So when that happened with Duke the Jeweler, I put this out there like, why would a motherfucker surround themselves around an individual knowing they got an empire as such that they built? Why would they surround themselves around an individual as such, being a jack boy, a hitter, unless they have good use for that individual? And yes, they have great use for that individual. It was no coincidence that young man was over there at Quavo's dice game also. It was no coincidence that young man decided to use Takeoff as a shield. Okay? Takeoff was used as a shield. That's why he ate that bullet and that other bullet like that. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, he was shot twice. So this is no coincidence. All right, you all? He used Takeoff as a shield. He ducked down. Okay? That's why Migos bands let off over 5 shots that way. That's why those shots was intentional, because the target was that close to his partner. Had Migos bands not shot, he still would have killed his partner. At that point, it's kill to be killed. And I'd rather be caught with that bitch on me than with that bitch off me. You get me? Now, we watch. I don't know if y'all watched the video. I watched that video in slow motion over 20 times, okay? The first time when this video came out, and I wrote this down in my notes. I haven't started going over my notes. I'm just freeballing off the top of my head right now, okay? We watched when this footage first got released. We watched how blurry that video was. The video was so blurry to the point that we couldn't tell that an individual in a yellow hoodie was standing next to Takeoff, exchanging words with Takeoff. We couldn't tell that. When that video got released of Quavo and Mob Ties affiliate, the guy in the all green with the white baseball cap and the dreads, when that video got a release of them two exchanging words and Quavo swinging on dude, everything went blurry, remember? Yes, everything went blurry because they made everything go blurry. They edited those videos specifically so we wouldn't see that target. I'm sorry, that intended target. And who the shooter was. Because they know this guy was connected to them. And if he go down, he go bring the whole empire down. Okay, now I'm about to jump into my notes, y'all. All right, the Yellow Jacket. The same guy from the Duke the Jeweler dice game, okay? Now, that guy in the video was talking mad shit to Takeoff, y'all. Just think about it. You with your homeboys or you with your girls, right? And you and your boys, you and your partners, or you and these hoes, y'all exchange words, right? Man, look, I don't want to hear all that. Because on the real, y'all gonna make me just, yeah. Quavo stood up there and said some fighting words, right? Basically threatened with some fighting words that made dude react like, nigga, don't think about doing it. Don't wait to do it. Do it. What you waiting on? Quavo swung. As Quavo, before Quavo swung, I could imagine dude watching Yellow Hoodie, Boosie little cousin. I could see this dude eyeing watching Takeoff like a hawk in the sky, okay? Watching Takeoff every move. He on Takeoff head. He was on Takeoff trail, all right? Telling Takeoff possibly, man, don't fuck with that. Don't fuck with that like that. Nah, little brother, don't fuck with that. With his hand on a gun. I say that because, mind you, Migo Bands is standing right across from Takeoff. Now, what Migo Bands is viewing, he got the whole 360 view. He's seeing Quavo exchange words with dude in the green white fitted cap. He's seeing dude with the yellow hoodie, Boosie Cuzz, watching Takeoff every trail on his trail, okay? So Migo Band's clutching at this point. He got that bitch in his hand. You heard me? Real talk. Finger on the trigger. That's why he was able to get that shot off first. Because he seen Yellow Hoodie clutch already. You heard me? Yellow Hoodie was clutching on Takeoff. And Migo Band seen that. So that itself, but I just want to say, no one ever stopped and asked why Migo Band's clutch. He ain't clutch first. Y'all gotta understand, every action has a reaction. In order for that man to clutch his gun, he had to see some wicked shit going on before his eyes. Some shit that ain't sit right in his spirit and ain't sit right in his stomach, and he had to go with his move. Can you blame the man? You heard me? Did Migo Band see a nigga in J Prince camp clutching? Yeah, that nigga being Yellow Hoodie. Yellow Hoodie being Boosie Cuzz. The little dude with the little bitty dreadlocks standing across the dice game table watching Duke the Jeweler the whole time. It's just that in this video with Takeoff, he had the hoodie on his fucking head because he knew his dress was so small he would be spotted. And guess what? He still got spotted. We gonna get into that. Y'all make sure y'all show your girl some love in the Cash App, you heard me? I'm gonna be dropping a whole lot of gems in this video. You did. So with that being said, y'all remember this so-called cousin of Boosie that killed, well, allegedly killed Duke the Jeweler and robbed him, right? That same little boy used Takeoff as a shield. Okay? If y'all notice, dude was walking side by side with Takeoff on his trail like I mentioned, okay? Basically on telling Takeoff, boy, I'm on your head. Don't fuck with that like that. That, like I said, when a fight broke out, that's the, yeah. Now the footage we seen, like I mentioned, of Boosie Cuzz, Yellow Hoodie. And I have to repeat myself sometime because me being from the city and having this little accent, bitches and niggas be acting like they don't understand clearly what I'm saying. So if you hear me repeat myself, I'm trying to speak clearly for those who act like they ain't familiar with this Inno accent. You heard me? It ain't about nothing though. But don't ever think I'm illiterate, slow, remedial, or retarded. You dig? Ain't none of that. So back to what I was saying. The footage we seen of Boosie Cuzz running in the door, okay? Running in the door where the bricks at after the shots go off. Because mind you, when Migo Band shot at him and he ducked and used Takeoff as a shield, he shot back. We heard a couple of shots return and fire. We heard 2 fucking guns. Stop playing. You heard me? And I know this all too well because I've been shot and I've been used as a target. So I know how niggas get out here and do some low down, wicked, dirty shit and come stand right up under you and wouldn't tell you nothing about what they did the night before, you heard me? But use you as a target. Real talk. But anyways, the footage we seen, like I stated, when dude was running out that door with that hood on his head. He only had the hoodie on to cover his dreads, to cover his dreadlocks, like I said. He had his little man purse around his chest. You heard me? That's what I call it. And I noticed the same guy because not only his dreadlocks, not only is his physique is noticeable, because his shoulders are very broad, as if he was a little athlete, like he did a little sports or some shit. You heard me? And not only that, we've seen the clear footage of him from the Duke the Jeweler footage and murder. Now they're trying to put out this blurry footage of him in the Takeoff murder. However, that shit could be debunked. It's nothing to debunk that. It's nothing to go through, screenshot that shit and hit a couple of buttons and adjust the light in the screen. You know, the saturation and all that. You feel me? It's nothing to do that. That's how I know that's him. From his little dreadlocks. I uploaded the picture also on my community board. Go ahead and look at it and go make your own conclusions. But I am not the only blogger that came out and shared this information with this young man being the same young man and suspect from the Duke the Jeweler case. Now, moving on. He only had the hoodie on his head to cover his dreadlocks, like I mentioned, okay? Yeah, he got some broad shoulders, built like an athlete. You heard me? His lips, he got these little full, small lips, all right? His physique, his features are very distinctive, point blank period. So, we listened to about 5 shots go off, right? Wait, I skipped something. Let me rewind. All right. I'm great at observing and listening. That I am. He, like I mentioned, he has like a little athlete body or whatever. He probably ran track of some sort because he got out of that bitch fast, y'all. Okay? Now, he got out of that bitch fast as fuck. And Takeoff was eating the bullets as he was dodging the bullet, shielding, using Takeoff body as a shield. Okay? Now, we listened to about 5 shots go off. Migos bands let off about 5 to 8 shots, if I'm not mistaken, intentionally because the target was still right there, being Yellow Hoodie. Common sense, but at first when we seen the video, when the video was released, like I said, it was blurry. It was blurry. When Takeoff body fell as he was walking away and turned around and looked back, because mind you, Takeoff looked this killer in his eye. I want to say that. Takeoff looked this killer dead in his eye before he dropped, okay? Before he decided to walk off, turn around, see what was going off and got hit. Yes, he did. He looked that young man dead in his eye. Real talk. He probably confused in the afterlife. So, they had the video edited and blurry because them being mob ties, y'all have to understand this. This is not the first incident mob ties is connected to with this whole extortion ordeal. This is not the second incident, okay? This is the third public incident, all right? I'm talking about from NBA Youngboy to Duke the Jeweler to Takeoff now. Now, when that blurry footage came out, the first day Takeoff was murdered, we ain't see the commotion going on the side between Yellow Shirt and Takeoff. We didn't see that little commotion, that little exchange of words or whatever between those two, okay? between Boosie Cuzz and TAKEOFF. So make sure y'all show some love to your girl. Hit the Cash App up. We hear the gunfire from the then we hear the gunfire from the intended target's gun, being Yellow Hoodie. We hear him shoot back, correct? Now, he shoot off a few shots back to get Migo bands off his trail. Now, if y'all, I don't know if y'all ever been around any shootings, witnessed any shootings, or been involved in a shooting, but I know personally, my life was saved because someone shot back and got the shooters off our trail. And this is what transpired with Yellow Hoodie and Migo bands, okay? When Migo bands let off them 5 to 8 shots and Yellow Hoodie ducked down and used TAKEOFF as a shield, he then shot back, which we heard the second gun begin to shoot back. And after he let off about 3 shots, he ran out and got the fuck out of there. That was his only way of escaping. Shooting back, getting that boy off his trail. You heard me? Real talk. Now, that was the only way he got through the doors, by the bricks. And at that exact moment, Jack Boy, Boosie Cuzz, he flees out. And if you pay attention to the footage that has been floating around, Boosie Cuzz, Jack Boy, whatever the fuck y'all want to call him, his face is dark as fuck. His face is dark as fuck in the video. Why is his face so dark? Because they edited it and wanted it dark like that, okay? So we wouldn't be able to see him in this video and notice that that's the same guy from Duke video. Keep up, people. Keep up. But I got that nigga face. I got his face. Seti Nash. He another little petty YouTube blogger. I don't really like him like that, but I give credit when credit due. He determined the same thing. I noticed that's that same nigga, straight up. That's that young man. That's that broke nigga. Now, as he come through the door, that little door by the bricks, as he come through, he got the hood on his head, y'all. And as he coming through, you could see his face a little bit, just a little tad bit. However, you could see his dreadlocks also. His dreads are on the side of his little face, okay? And they stop like up here. You could see his little dreads stop up there. Same length of the same young man dreads from the Duke the Jeweler video. Make it make sense. But he made sure to have the hoodie on, so, because if had, like I said, if we seen him with the hoodie off, you know we would have been able to spot him dead on. He knew that. That nigga did better than cutting his hair. But he was so desperate. Desperate acts calls for desperate measures. I said this in the Duke the Jeweler case. And this is what got him caught up in this case. He was so desperate, he wasn't willing to put on no face mask. He wasn't willing to put on no poo shiesty. He put that fucking hoodie on and thought he could just strong arm a nigga with that gun, because you know why? He did it before. He did it in the Duke the Jeweler case. It was easy for him because he did it before. So it's gonna be it's not gonna be nothing for him to do it again. Y'all see where I'm going with this? You know? Y'all make sure y'all show some love to your girl in the Cash App. So, I need you guys to understand. I've seen video coming out that Quavo and TAKEOFF went over and stopped by Johnny Dang before them going to the dice game. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I was just informing y'all of the similarities from Duke the Jeweler case surrounding all the individuals involved in Duke the Jeweler's case. Now I'm moving on to TAKEOFF's murder and case. Now I just stated Quavo and TAKEOFF visited Johnny Dang, another jeweler. They visited Johnny Dang prior to the dice game, okay? And who knows what they got, bought, went, exchanged, whatever. Who knows what the fuck took place? We wasn't there. You know, So with that being said, we could assume that they spent some little money. They spent some nice little change. You know, a nigga ain't gonna come in the city and not go shop. No, they not. You know? So with that being said, listen. They went to Johnny Dang. Spent a little change with Johnny Dang, okay? Now, y'all gotta know that. Now we have all the players from Duke 93, Duke the Jeweler case connected to Takeoff murder. If y'all can't see the street shit has intertwined with the rap shit, I don't know what to tell y'all. 1, J. Prince Jr. I'm gonna label him the mastermind. 2, let's say Jazz Prince, because Quavo was with Jazz Prince. Okay, we gonna label him the underboss. Oh, and he had fishing on his hat, the green hat he wore that night, like Miss Lowdown detailed. Shout out to Miss Lowdown, that queen over there. He had fishing on his hat, subliminally. He was sending a message. Who was he fishing for? A walking lick, another walking lick. There you have it. Okay, moving on. Number 3, Johnny Dang. Okay, we're going to label Johnny Dang as the jeweler, the goods, the services, the jewels. Okay, so we can see where these two cases are a lot similar. We're going to rule out the whole checking and bullshit, okay? We go throw that shit out the window because they just throwing that out there as a cover-up from the truth, in all honesty. And I need y'all to pay attention to that. They couldn't try to say it about Duke the Jeweler as far as checking in, because he was there doing business with Boosie, supposedly, and Jay Prince, supposedly, correct? Doing business, equaling to goods, equaling to jewels. Now, make sure y'all show love to your girl. Hit the Cash App up. I'm blessing y'all with some jewels. However, he still stepped on Duke the Jeweler still stepped on Johnny Dang's toes by coming in Johnny Dang's city, making, who knows, thousands, who knows, hundreds of thousands, millions, who knows, of dollars. And Johnny ain't getting him no cut, no action. Y'all feel where I'm going? This some street shit, okay? This some street shit. I'm looking for my little smoke. Y'all give me a little